What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in. I want to get with you real briefly on my 2021 Ram 2500 6.7 liter Turbo Diesel Cummins, as it has hit its first big milestone in my opinion, which is 50,000 miles. And these trucks get kind of a bad rap, whether it is transmission issues, whether it is lifter issues or CP4 pump issues or failures. I want to give you guys my take on owning this truck for 50,000 miles and let you guys take that information for what it's worth. All right, so like I said, this is my 2021 Ram 2500 6.7 liter Turbo Diesel Cummins engine, standard output, which was the only option for the 2500 trucks. Four-wheel drive, 373 gears, the dreaded 68 RFE transmission. This truck is a crew cab short bed, which I actually wish I would have got a long bed, because you will see there that I do run a toolbox, which leaves me with like a whopping 4.5 feet bed space for cargo and whatnot material, and it is absolutely awful. Since I've been using my truck for actual work now, I wish I would have had a long bed truck, but that is neither here nor there. First, we will go over the exterior of the truck, then we'll move to the inside, and then go to the overall mechanical. So before too many people ask, these are stock Bighorn 18-inch wheels. They're wrapped with a Toyo Open Country AT3 tire. Love these tires. They probably got about 30,000 miles on them if I were to guess. It's a 295/70, and which kind of measures out to be like a 34 by like an 11. And I am currently running 2-inch far from stock spacers to give the truck a little bit of stance for its winter setup. If you know me and know the channel, I have run 5 different sets of aftermarket wheels on this truck, but it is winter time now in Pennsylvania, so I always go back to stocks. And like I said, I like to run a little 2-inch spacer just to give her a little bit of stance. So overall, I am happy to report that I have not had any failures, issues, or anything with anything on the outside of the truck. The only thing I will report is, and a lot of guys are going to agree with me on this, is the paint. The paint on these trucks is absolutely awful, but it is not specific to Ram. GM has a lot of paint issues. Actually, literally every single company that I know of anymore has paint issues. This truck looks like literal Swiss cheese when you get up and close. It's all over the hood, it's all over every fenders, and obviously I will take blame for anything along the side of the trucks because I generally do have wide wheels and tires on this. But just in general, the paint. This truck is 3 years old with only 50,000 miles. This truck here is a 1994. That it is literally 30 years old, and the paint does not have quite the issues that you would expect it to have, where this one does. This is bad enough that literally if you step on the rear bumper to get into the bed and your boot actually touches the paint, it scratches the bumper. I had an appliance tied down in the bed of this truck, and the tail of the strap was banging up against my tailgate. The appliance store is like 5 miles from my house. Come back thinking nothing would be wrong. The tailgate's all scratched up because the tail of the strap was up against the paint. The paint on these trucks is freaking paper thin, and it actually drives me nuts. But otherwise, overall, no issues with any of the exterior body panels or anything of that nature. On the inside of the truck, this thing is nothing crazy. Like I said, it's just a Bighorn trim level. It's one step above a tradesman, but I am a fan of the center console. I am a fan of the heated steering wheel, heated seats, the 8.4 touchscreen, all that fun stuff. Love this. It's honestly, like I said, the most comfortable truck that I have ever owned by far. No issues to report. I mean, I've never had any screen issues, never had any leaking issues, other than Recon cab lights, which did leak from my grab handle here, which that wasn't a Ram problem, that was a Recon problem. But like, no issues to report inside. I will say that my steering wheel does squeak when I do full turns, but you could only really notice that when the radio is off. If you're jamming out and stuff like that, you don't worry about it. So it's something I've never cared about. It just squeaks every once in a while. And I know a lot of people have had column shifter issues where it just comes loose and it's literally just 2 10mm bolts to tighten it back up. I have not had that. However, I have had the instance where when you go to shift out of park, put your foot on the brake, it will not actually move as if brake wasn't pressed in. And literally all you got to do, although it's annoying, shut the truck off, turn it back on, and you're good to go. But otherwise, I've had nothing, no issues here, no dash issues or anything like that. So that's also happy to report. And then finally, what people actually care about is all the mechanical stuff. Truck has 50,000 miles. Of the 50,000 miles, 14,000 miles have been tow miles. So 14,000 miles I've had a trailer behind the truck. Been very happy, very impressed with it. Now I do wish these trucks did not have a 6-speed transmission, because the GM trucks and the Ford trucks obviously have a 10-speed, which they tow obviously a lot nicer. These do have issues with like finding the right gear, and I have issues like in 6th gear, the truck will just want to lug in like 1400 RPMs, and I'll just manually go down and shift that into 5th, and she's all good at that point. 14,000 tow miles, and realistically it's kind of like 15,000 tow miles, because I have probably at least 1,000 miles with a single axle trailer. However, these trucks do not count tow miles on single axles with no brakes. Anything you plug in 4 flat, it does not count. It only counts when you plug in like a 7 round with brakes. So probably 15,000 miles out of my 50 are tow miles, and been happy to report the truck tows stuff fine. It does suck that Ram puts coil springs on the rear of 2,500 trucks. However, I did finally, after 50,000 miles, buy airbags, and we're going to be installing airbags on this truck here shortly. So if that's something you're into, stay tuned, because I will have a video out on that here soon. But otherwise, mechanically, like I said, I think it's fine. At one point, probably 2 years ago, I did have like the common body, like the body mount issue, where like I'd turn right into like a slight uphill and you'd hear like a knock. And I guess body mounts are a problem on these trucks, but I haven't heard it probably in like a year or so. So something I haven't worried about. Overall, truck has been tuned and deleted since 8,000 miles. I bought this truck in April of 2021, drove it to Florida and stuff like that. Had it T'd and D'd back in like August, or honestly October, November, something like that, 2021. And so pretty much the, what is that? That's like 38,000 miles. This truck's been tuned, deleted, no issues. I only change the oil, get this, every 12 to 15,000 miles, you know, when the engineers and the truck actually calls for it. It drives me nuts that people change the oil on these big diesel trucks like every 5,000 miles and have their oil analyzed and stuff. Dude, it's a truck. Drive it. And I only run Rotella. I run Rotella T6, and honestly I ran that my very last oil change that I just did. Prior to that, I think I only put like T4 in it the last couple oil changes. So whatever, it's a truck, man. Otherwise, like I said, it is T and D. I do have fast fuel system, so I run cat filters in the oil compartment and back in the fuel department. I run cat filters, all from MDDP Performance. I will say the only issues that I have had, and I've made videos on this before, is I have had the solenoid D and solenoid B codes pop up, like P0765 and whatnot. That has happened to me 4 or 5 times at this point. So had the truck done at 8,000 miles, at like 18,000 miles, so about 10,000 miles after I had it tuned, I was rolling about 80, truck went in a limp mode through an engine code, and it was stuck in 4th gear. Pulled over, it was solenoid shift D, restarted the truck, kept on driving, it was fine. A couple thousand miles later, I did have a RevMax billet valve body put in the truck, deep pan, thermal bypass, and a brand new shift solenoid. And then probably 2,000 miles later, probably like around 23,000 miles, I had the same thing happen again, threw me in a limp mode and everything. And it actually happened again in 30 more miles. So technically at this point, I'm up to 3 times that it has happened. Then it was smooth for about 10,000 miles, probably like around 30,000 miles it happened again. And same thing, I pull over, I reset it. I kind of learned to live with it at this point. And then it most recently just happened probably about 6 or 7 months ago, when the truck had like 40, maybe 45,000 miles. And then it just happened a couple weeks ago when the truck had like 48,000 miles. It happens, it sucks, but it seems to be super, super common on these trucks. There's a post about it almost every single week on the Cummins pages on Facebook. So I just kind of learned to live with it. If it happens every 8 to 10,000 miles, whatever, it is what it is at this point. If it happened every 500 to 1,000 miles, I'd probably be pretty upset. But overall, 50,000 miles, it happened 6 different occasions. I guess that's just one thing I learned to live with. You never get used to it. However, I'm kind of used to it at this point. Otherwise, like I said, I will buy this truck again if I had an opportunity to. It is a super comfortable truck. I like it a lot. No big issues to complain about. I mean, I read the Facebook posts every single day, and every single day I feel like people are like literally looking for things to go wrong with these trucks on purpose. You get a video every single day, I think my lifters are ticking, this and that. Like, dude, it's a diesel truck, just drive it. That's what I do. I get in it and I drive the truck. I don't really worry too much about other things. It's a work toy. You know, at the end of the day, if something does happen, I'm gonna fix it, but it's not because it's a Ram truck. I mean, people have issues with Duramaxes, they have issues with Power Strokes. It just is what it is at this point. So I think that's probably about it. I wanted to do like a quick little overview, a little 50,000 mile update for you, if you will, on the truck. I love it. Honestly, like I said, I would buy it again 100%. I have no real problems to complain about. I think it's a great truck. So, thank you.